And thank you for being with us once again. I'm Corvell Pye from In Again this week for Royston. Our big story here at 11, well, you know this, all you airline travelers out there, among the list of things to consider before you roll that suitcase on the ramp. Does the aircraft meet safety standards, or is your pilot even qualified for the job? And that's where the Civil Aviation Authority steps in. Danielle Dean leads us off here tonight at 11.
When you're hopping on a flight to Miami, the only thing on your mind is probably shopping and Walmart. But there's so much more that goes into getting you safely to and fro. And with 20 international airports in the Bahamas, in order to securely and safely provide aviation services to the public, the Civil Aviation Authority and aircraft owners and operators must be in constant discussion. This is the exact goal of Cab Talks, the authority's new monthly discussion platform meant for the presentation and solving of issues between industry and regulator.
This is one of the first points of cooperation that I would ask between the regulator and the industry. ICAO comes to its member states at a scheduled basis, every 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, or as the need arises, to do a series of audits.
It's the International Civil Aviation Organization, a specialized United Nations agency that develops policies and standards for local stakeholders to follow. Director of Operations with Western Air, Wolf Seaford, admits that while the Civil Aviation Authority is doing a commendable job enforcing some regulations, there's still work to be done with others.
They are being very proactive right now and sending inspectors off for training, which is very good. But also on the legality side of it, the regulations have to be updated. Corrective
action plans are put in place in the event these inspectors observe any flaws in the process. Flaws like adjustments to signage, Shands admits, are present.
Currently, I wouldn't be able to say what the status is at any particular airport because, as indicated, they're updated frequently.
There are 61 airports in the Bahamas, more than the United Kingdom. Another pressing issue last summer, concern was raised by a pilots association after CAB announced an air law exam was mandatory for both initial and renewed licenses. The exam, according to the Personnel Licensing Department, is currently in the beta testing phase and is yet to be assigned a release date.
We do thank the body BAOPA, who, as well as the Bahamas Airline Pilots Association, that had come in and provided very constructive criticism on the matter.
With the aviation industry constantly evolving, stakeholders including CAB are committed to upholding international standards. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Danielle, while Civil Aviation Legal Advisor Ryan Sands says the authority is excited to see new technology like drones introduced to the aviation system, sometimes the law can't keep up with the developments. Still, though, it's important to note that aerial camera platform requires a process before operation. Registration permits then adherence to existing regulations.
We're trying to now create new regulations to address the influx and continued use of drones in both the commercial and recreational spaces, as well as for government use. We have our police force and defense force utilizing drone technology. So we want to ensure that there are regulations in place for the safe operation by anyone in those areas.
Though not yet in country, the Civil Aviation Authority is engaging in discussions about introducing VTOLs and plans to solicit the opinion of the operating and traveling public prior to it becoming law.
When it comes to, as we call it, VTOL, that is vertical takeoff and landing aircraft, we are in discussions as a state with a new group called the Archer Group, who is looking at bringing such aircraft to the Bahamas for operation. It is only in the discussion stage. We are currently putting the regulation out for industry consultation, so we would ask the industry and the Bahamian public to look out for that.
Also making news this late night, the Global Scam Alliance last year estimated that more than $1 trillion was obtained through illegal online schemes, with attempted account siphoning happening at a staggering rate of at least once per week. The Bahamas Financial Intelligence Unit responding defensively with anti-money laundering training focused on educating gaming board members on prolific tactics and how to fight back. We get more tonight from our Lloyd Allen.
More than 55 registrants on Tuesday participated in a gaming board training with lead coordinator Joanne Creary.
For the licensees, we're going to speak about, well, what is money laundering, what is terrorist financing, what is proliferation financing.
Phishing, according to Creary, a common hassle for industry partners.
We always have the slogan, if it says to click here, always be aware.
With the elderly and unsuspecting individuals said to be the more common victims to these scams, much of the anti-fraud efforts are centered on keeping the Bahamas off the list of countries cited as non-compliant with the regional watchdog, the Caribbean Financial Action Task Force.
We know the gaming sector has an inherent high risk based on the fact that when we're looking at especially casinos, we're dealing with high net worth clients, and those individuals as well take the risk up to high.
Creary says from a regional perspective, adjustments have been made to offset challenges. However, the real test lies in the CFATF's upcoming mutual evaluation.
It was a culture shock when we were all faced with having to present KYC and having to provide all of this information to the banking sector, but it's now become second nature for us all.
Bahamar AML Compliance Officer Felice Aubry and Laurent Fox from Bimini World also celebrating the training.
Financial services as a whole, it's important that that we're always on the forefront.
Somebody thinking that they could just take advantage, oh, you're an island. No, they get to find out that we are very stringent.
Trainings like this are intended to better equip local operators with the tools needed to better address those issues related to fraud. Reporting from the National Training Agency for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
A coroner's court jury has ruled the 2024 death of Evan Fox a murder, ending what had previously been suspected as a suicide. Fox was found dead in his Dodge Ram truck in bushes off Frank Watson Boulevard back on April 29th last year. The 33-year-old was reported missing 2 days prior to this discovery. Police at the time revealed that a shotgun was found near his body. It was later determined that his injuries were self-inflicted, a determination that had always troubled Fox's family, who've maintained all along that he did not take his own life. The coroner court jury seems to agree with them, and after an inquest, they returned a ruling that this was in fact murder. Crossing over to the crime beat tonight, a caller informed police around 2 this morning that a 19-year-old woman sustained a gunshot wound in the East Bay Street area. Police report that the female victim was reportedly leaving a business establishment when occupants of a green Japanese vehicle discharged a single gunshot in her direction, striking her in the foot. Then about an hour later, Spot Shot Technology alerted authorities of gunshots heard in the Rosedale Street area off Mackey Street. When officers arrived at that scene, they learned that 2 men, ages 29 and 31 years old, were leaving a business establishment when they heard gunshots and realized that they had been shot. Both victims sustained injuries to their lower extremities. All of the victims are detained in hospital. There's also this tonight. A 44-year-old man is in custody after police confiscated a firearm and a quantity of ammunition while at a business establishment on Bay Street around 2:30 this morning. The officers were on a routine patrol when they reportedly saw the man acting suspiciously. When the authorities approached the man, they searched him and later found the illegal items. An investigation into the matter is underway. Police Commissioner Shanta Knowles taking time out during last week's Meet the Press to reflect on her own time in office. Commissioner Knowles made history this past January by becoming the first woman to hold the high post in the force's history.
This is a beautiful journey. It is sometimes tedious, but there is nothing that we can't do as officers when we put our minds together and when we work as one team, and not as I, but a team of officers.
There is lots more news to stay up for this Tuesday night. When we come back, a popular fast food eatery celebrates its golden anniversary. How McDonald's is using the occasion to give back. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight at 11. I hope you'll stay with us.
Bahamas has been a nation marching for progress. We are more than sunny skies and blue seas. We are a nation filled with purpose, opportunity, and innovation. With each generation, our spirit grows stronger, our dreams brighter, with our banners waving high. Join us as we continue to pass the torch, fostering freedom, progress, opportunity, and innovation for years to come. Happy Independence, Bahamas, from Commonwealth Bank.
Shop early to get your uniforms and catch Janae's Uniform Center's buy 4 get 1 free sale. Pre-monogrammed and regular school shirts, dry fit and cotton polos, jumpers, skirts, boys long and short pants, PE shorts, underclothes, tights, socks, neckties, belts, sleeping mats, hair accessories, and character work desk. Get 50% off backpacks, lunch bags, and raincoats. Buy 4 school shirts, get 1 free. Buy 2 skirts, jumpers, or pants, get the third 50% off. Need embroidery and monogramming done? Visit Janae's Uniform Center early. Beat the back-to-school rush. Janae's Chesapeake Road back-to-school special. Restrictions apply.
As we continue with our broadcast this Tuesday night, the Ministry of Tourism, Investments in Aviation, in collaboration with United Nations Tourism and local innovation hub, Innovate 242, officially launched the Bahamas Sustainable Island Challenge at the 70th UN Tourism Regional Commission for the Americas in Lima, Peru last week. It's the first for the Caribbean. The initiative invites startups and entrepreneurs to develop solutions aligned with national and global sustainability goals, including ocean and marine conservation, community-based tourism, and digital transformation. Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper was in Lima last week for the launch.
AI helps us to go faster and farther, but the reality is that this is about people. And we've mastered the art over the last 50 plus years in the Bahamas. We'll continue to innovate, but we will continue to keep the warmth of our people at the forefront.
The initiative runs for several months and ends with a pitch competition and award ceremony here in the Bahamas. The program is receiving full support from UN Tourism's Executive Director, Natalia Bayonne.
We are going to launch this challenge with the support of the Deputy Prime Minister and, of course, the Minister of Tourism to bring the top innovators in October that will showcase their solutions and that will inspire us to scale them to other islands all around this region.
All right, on to some other news here at 11. A social media rant of a Free National Movement candidate in Grand Bahama triggering a response tonight from the Broadcasting Corporation. Mukesh Lapinder tells us why.
It's a travesty to have a candidate who was actually ran off the show. I mean, you should see these that they coming in, interrupting the show, telling the host, hey, look here, we can't have that, stop talking politics. This is a free country, not just because we take money from China, that means we got to act like we're communists.
There you have Omar Isaacs using social media to publicly accuse the Broadcasting Corporation of victimization and censorship following his recent appearance on Power 104.5's Man-to-Man Conversation, a talk show primarily focused on issues affecting men in Bahamian society. The BCB tonight flatly rejecting Isaacs' claims. In a release, it stressed that during the program, the station manager advised the host during commercial breaks to keep the discussion aligned with the show's intended focus. Now, the conversation, however, continued to veer away from there. A decision then was made to end the show early. The release added that at no time following the incident did Isaacs contact the corporation's executive management to raise any concerns or file a formal complaint. However, should he wish to discuss matters of national importance and a political nature, he, as the case with every previous request for coverage, is welcomed. And as it regards the FNM's deputy, Shannon Cartwright's call for an apology, well, the BCB notes that he was invited and confirmed as a guest on the ZNES political program, The Rundown, just last week, but canceled less than 24 hours before the scheduled appearance. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Mukesh Lapinder.
Thank you, Mukesh. Well, 50 years looks good on one world-famous and very popular fast food restaurant, McDonald's. The iconic brand is celebrating a legacy of more than just burgers and fries. Local franchise owner Earl Bethel reflects on McDonald's Bahamas' journey, rooted in service, community, and collaboration.
It is our 50th birthday. McDonald's McDonald's came to the Bahamas in 1975. And over the years, we have lots to celebrate. McDonald's is not just about a Happy Meal or fries at night, but it's about making a big impact in the lives of others.
As the Golden Arches celebrates this golden anniversary, from birthday parties to job opportunities, McDonald's has left its mark on Bahamian society, not just through its menu, but through its mission of making a difference.
I want the Bahamian people to know that we're not just about food. We're about people, and we're about giving back to the community. As you can see, a few minutes ago, we gave a donation to a very deserving kid who's battling cancer, you know, with lots of grit, with lots of courage. So it's more than, you know, just selling a Big Mac. It's about making a positive impact in the lives of people and the community we serve.
What a way to celebrate. The Bahamas Tonight at 11 turns to sports next. Our sports intern, Swanson Gibson Jr. is here with a preview of what's ahead.
Coming up in sports, champions crowned at the 62nd Black Point Regatta. More details coming up next.
Welcome to the Intra-African Trade Fair 2025, the gateway to abundant opportunity, the platform for more, access to a continent with more makers and creators, more technology and manufacturing capabilities, more innovators and collaborators, more information and knowledge, a continent of opportunities for business in more markets and resources that accelerate progress and create space for more infrastructure, connectivity and networking, more creativity, production, and more deals for the people. Afrexim Bank, in collaboration with the African Union Commission and the AFCFTA Secretariat, brings you the 4th Intra-African Trade Fair, hosted by the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria. Over 2,000 exhibitors, 35,000 plus attendees, 140 plus countries, $44 billion in trade and investment opportunities. Register now and enter the gateway to new opportunities.
What is it that you want to do? And we want to have a good time. We want to be free to do what we want to do.
Welcome to your Tuesday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Swanson Gibson Jr. Over the holiday weekend, numerous sailors giving it their absolute best on the waters of Exuma, looking to claim their respective class title at the 62nd Black Point Regatta. In the midst of all the action was our Charles Fisher, who has all the exciting details.
Talk about taking the whole hog. After 3 days of smooth sailing on the seas, it was Colin Cartwright and his sons taking the 3 C-Class Series races, as well as the ocean race from Stanley Key to Black Point for the clean sweep and the broom at the closing ceremony to show it.
That's the first time Sacrifice ever got 4 guns in the regatta. We got 3 guns once before, but not 4 out of 4, you know. But she's sailing pretty good now. Just a nice hour for sailing. You don't got to worry about no tide, no low tide. You could just nice breeze and whatever, you know, especially with the southeast wind and the east wind. Nice water, man, nice.
But you had your regular crew with your 2 boys and you picked up one from here.
Yeah, they ain't a regular crew, but me and my 2 boys. That's a regular crew plus some other Long Island boys, but they were going fishing. And then I brought my little captain to the sail, Anne Marie, because they wanted the juniors to go with them. Unfortunately, he got second of all, but, you know, if Krista would have been sailing, that would have been a different ball game.
Over in Class E, where only junior skippers were allowed to sail, it was the crew of Papa celebrating with their young captain, Mark Stubbs, who also won top skipper.
I know I was going to make it, but first race I had second. Then the second series I had first. Then I had first again to win the overall.
How do you feel about it?
I feel good.
Now bringing remarks during the closing ceremony was the Member of Parliament for the Exumas and Deputy Prime Minister, the Honourable I. Chester Cooper.
I want to congratulate all of the skippers, all of the sailors, and I want to really extend my gratitude to you for embracing the love of our national sport. I am truly happy when I travel around the islands of the Bahamas and I see the enthusiasm for our national sport. And of course, when I come to Black Point, I see the love in your heart for sailing.
Much more from Black Point coming up throughout the week, so stay tuned. For ZNet Toll Sports, I'm Charles Fisher.
And with the FIBA AmeriCup approaching, the Bahamas Basketball Federation names Lou Rawls Tum Tum Nairn the head coach of the senior men's national team. Nairn shared his perspective on the nomination.
I feel extremely blessed. Obviously, anytime you get to represent your country is an extreme honor, so I'm just super excited about it. It's been good so far, just, getting up to speed with everyone, talking about what we want to do. Obviously, we know what Bahamian basketball is all about, and we just very excited to get it done.
On the pitch, the Bahamas under-15 boys soccer team has begun their journey at the CONCACAF Championships in Curacao. The young squad saw action on Monday going up against Bonaire in Group H. The match would get off to a quick start offensively as Bonaire would tack on 2 goals during the early minutes. In the 37th minute, the Bahamas' Dirk Simmons would score a goal, bringing his team within 1. However, this would be the lone goal for the 2-4-2 as they fall to Bonaire 5-1. Team Bahamas wraps up competition at the World Aquatics Championships in Singapore. Swimmers Victoria Russell, Lamar Taylor, Mark Anthony Thompson, and Zaylee Elizabeth Thompson were 4 of the 2,400 athletes from over 200 countries competing at the meet. Capping off the 8-day competition was Russell, finishing 58th overall in the 50-meter freestyle, clocking 27.59 seconds, while Taylor finished 39th overall in the 50-meter backstroke in 25.45 seconds. Over in Trinidad and Tobago, Team Bahamas began their journey at the 2025 Davis Cup. The 4-man tennis squad is one of 10 nations competing in the Americas Group 4 division and have found much success early on. Starting things off was Michael Major Jr. as he dropped his first set 1-6, but would show resilience, tallying 6-1 and 6-4 in the next 2 sets. Also having success was Denali Nottage, getting the win easily and putting up 6-1 and 6-4 in 2 sets. The Bahamas Olympic Committee naming its squad for the Junior Pan American Games, which begins August 9th in Asuncion, Paraguay. The contingent comprises 15 athletes competing across 6 disciplines. Making up the athletic squad is Anae Mackey, Zion Miller, Anton Smith, and Tasha Stubbs. Diving in the pool for aquatics is Nigel Forbes Jr., Emmanuel Gadsden, Marvin Johnson, Lamar Taylor, Elise Wood, and Zoe Williamson. Conquering the seas is Eliza Denning and Joshua Higgins. LaRon Roll is the lone sharpshooter in archery, while Cami Roach hits the asphalt in cycling. And putting his moves to the test in judo is Xavion Johnson. And that's been your Tuesday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Swanson Gibson Jr. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Got termites and need to get rid of them fast? Trust Rentokil Initial. With over 60 years experience in the Bahamas, the global brand, training, and expertise can't be beat. Only Rentokil Initial gives you a 3-year warranty and payment plan options on termite fumigation. No one can match the range of treatments we offer, such as fumigation, pre-construction treatments, termite monitoring, and more. No matter where you are in the Bahamas, we will come to you. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rentokil Initial.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting tingsybahamas.com.
We want to turn now to tonight's weather forecast, and for that we say good evening to Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Basil, I want to pick up where you left off at the 7:30 show, that there is a system out there that you are paying very close attention to tonight.
Absolutely, Carvel. The tropics very active this evening. As a matter of fact, we have several areas we are looking at, but the one that you're referencing is a tropical wave that has just moved off the African coast, and we're giving it a 50% chance of development over the next 7 days. That's in this reddish area here. So this is the area that we're going to keep our eyes on, because it could come dangerously close to the Bahamas next week. So, but just to the south of that, yet another tropical wave will follow that, and that too between the 12th and the 14th of August could develop, but we're giving that one a very low chance of development. And then, of course, we have another area development off the southeast coast of the United States. That too now has a 40% chance that something could happen there, but this one will eventually drift towards the west and then eventually turn towards the north. Again, no problem for us here in the Bahamas. And then in the Gulf of Mexico, low chance of development. That's around the 10th to the 12th of August, so we'll keep our eyes on that, but that will certainly move either towards the west and then eventually turn towards the north, affecting the Carolinas. Not the Carolinas, but really that would be Louisiana in that vicinity. And then we go to our temperatures around the Farming Islands this evening. 83 degrees in Marshall, Babaco, Green Tulkey at 80, 80 in Freeport, Grand Bahama, Berry Islands at 86. 83 in Allenstown, Bimini, 85 in Harbor Island, Roxanne, Eleuthera at 83 degrees, 84 in Allenstown, Cat Island, Black Point, Exuma, Camp Space, St. Andrews, both reporting 87 degrees, 85 in Fresh Creek, Central Andros, 84 in San Salvador and Rumkey. Also, Georgetown, Exuma registering 84 degrees. Now we pick up a couple of 83s in Ragged Island, Clarence, Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, McGuan at 82, Actors 82, Machitan, Inagua. 83 degrees, and over in Turks and Caicos Island, Grand Turks, they have a temperature there of 85 degrees. And our satellite pictures show lots of clouds and showers moving into the southeast Bahamas. That's in response to a tropical wave that is heading towards the west. So the Turks and Caicos Islands, southeast Bahamas, they will be experiencing some pockets of showers and thunderstorms tonight, spreading into the central Bahamas by tomorrow morning, and also spreading into the northwest Bahamas as well. So we will start to see an increase in shower activity here in the capital late tonight and tomorrow morning, and by afternoon we can experience some heavy showers and thunderstorms as well. That wave will continue to move towards the west, but then in the upper levels we're picking up a mid-level trough that will sustain those showers throughout the balance of the week. So a very wet week shaping up for us. Tonight though, we're looking at cloudy, very warm, with a couple of thunderstorms, especially late tonight, as that tropical wave get a little closer to the northwest Bahamas. Now, the low temperature tonight should fall off to about 81 degrees, and tomorrow we're looking at occasional morning rains and a thunderstorm. Otherwise, mostly cloudy for the greater part of the day, with the high temperature climbing up to 87 degrees. Temperature-wise, we're going to start off at sunrise around 82 degrees, gradually climbing, reaching a plateau of about 87 degrees. So because of the cloud covering and the rain showers, we will keep you below that 90-degree mark, so it will not be as hot as it has been over the past several days. And that temperature start dipping as we head into the afternoon hours, and we will dip down to about 85 degrees as we head into about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And our extended weather forecast looking like this: wet right through Thursday with gray skies. Friday, we got a little bit of sun working its way into our forecast, but we'll still have a straight afternoon shower in the mix. And then Saturday, another wave comes through, so we'll see overcast conditions again with scattered showers and thunderstorms on Saturday. And as we head into Sunday, once again skies open up a bit, but we'll still have a couple of isolated thunderstorms carrying over into the early part of next week. Carvel?
Very active few days ahead. Thank you very much, Basil. And that is where we leave things this Tuesday night. I'm Corval Pye from and for all of us. Take care, be well, and remember, we'll be looking to see you right back here again tomorrow evening. Good night.
At Tonic Williams Darling Highway, I'm Tijaro Hudson. This is ZNS.
Well, if a ride through the canyon of good times, leisure, and thrills known as the Caribbean is what you're up for, you've come to the right place. Hello, everyone. I'm Tamara Williams, and welcome once again to Caribbean Passport TV. So you're craving another serving of the destinations, events, and activities that this region is famous for? As always, you can count on us to deliver on the travel-themed entertainment that has made this series what it is. Now it's time to show you what we're made of.